If you're listening today, you've probably been through something no one ever prepares you for. A child that you love deeply, a child you raised, has been turned against you. The person that you once trusted and built a family with, someone who claimed to love you, is now using your own children to hurt you. So I want to talk about what happens, because the manipulation isn't just emotional, it is deliberate and it is calculated. And it can break your heart in ways that no one outside this experience can truly understand. Narcissists will use anything to get the upper hand, and one of the most cruel tools that they use is your own children. They're going to make it their mission to poison their minds against you, to turn them into little soldiers in a campaign to destroy your relationship with them. They're only thinking about them and not how this affects not only you, but the children. So, how do they do this? What does this look like when it's happening? Well, first of all, they'll use your child's love for them to manipulate. It might start with little things like telling the child that you're the only one who understands me, or your mom or dad doesn't love you the way that I do. Remember, children are in theta until the age of 7. But the narcissist will create a situation where they're the only one that the child can rely on, making you the other, someone who is somehow unworthy of love or attention. They'll use guilt. They'll play the victim. I'm the one who does everything for you, not your mother or not your father or your mom or dad. They don't even care. They'll rewrite history. Remember when we went to that trip? Your mom or dad was so busy with work, they didn't even want to be with us. So every moment that was once filled with love is distorted into something ugly. And if the child has a moment of doubt or questions them, the narcissist will use anger, rage, or even silent treatment to make the child feel like they've done something wrong. They're going to pit the child against you in a way that makes the child feel guilty for even thinking about you as a safe person. And worse still, they'll make your child feel like they're choosing sides. And if the child picks the narcissist side, they'll dangle that love like a carrot, using affection and attention as a reward for keeping the bond strong. The narcissist wants control, and they will stop at nothing to make sure that the child believes that they cannot trust or love you without betraying the narcissist. That doesn't just affect the relationship between parent and child, it rewrites the child's identity, making them question everything that they once knew to be true. And it forces you, the victimized parent, to watch in helpless agony as the child you once knew is slowly transformed into a stranger, and one that may never even acknowledge what's been done to them. Narcissistic partners or ex partners don't fight fairly. They don't just walk away, they destroy. And one of the cruelest ways that they seek revenge or control is by turning the children against the healthier parent. They plant seeds of doubt, they twist the story, they feed the child fear, guilt, and a rewritten history where you are the villain. Sometimes it's subtle, whispered comments. Sometimes it's open warfare, lies, accusations, constant negativity aimed at you. And the child caught in the middle does what so many children do to survive. They bond with the one who feels most powerful, even if that bond is based on fear. Children and even teenagers or young adults are vulnerable to this. It's not a reflection of their true feelings deep down, it's a survival response. And over time, the campaign of alienation can erase years of love, memories, and trust. It is devastating. And so often it happens quietly with no one around fully understanding the depth of what you're losing. The emotional fallout from this kind of betrayal runs so much deeper than most people realize. There's the obvious grief, of course, the heartbreak of missing birthdays, milestones, simple everyday conversations. There's also the quieter, darker pain that lives in the hidden places inside of us. Some of that pain is guilt. Maybe I failed them. Maybe I should have fought harder. Maybe if I had been better somehow, stronger, wiser, they wouldn't have turned away. We expect ourselves to be perfect when we've been put through severe trauma. So, what happens to you, the parent who's left standing in the midst of this destruction? The emotional fallout is shattering. There's the immediate grief of losing a child, and it's not just emotional here, it's physical. It's an ache that doesn't go away. There's the shame. How could I let this happen? Why didn't I see it? What could I have done differently? You did the best you could for what you were going through. But most of all, there's the guilt. Did I not protect them enough? Did I not fight hard enough for them? And when your friends and family start pulling away, when the court case seems endless, when the truth feels buried under lies, the isolation is deep. Every day is a reminder of what you've lost. The child you once knew, the one who called you mom or dad, the one you held close, is no longer there. And the child that remains is a stranger, warped by manipulation, alienation from your love, and you start questioning everything, your choices, your worth, your very identity as a parent. What did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? If I was a better parent, would this have happened? And the pain of not knowing where your child is emotionally, or when, or even if they'll ever come back, is unbearable. You're not just grieving the child that you've lost, but the family that you once had and the life that you thought that you'd built together. So what do you do in the face of all of this? How do you begin to heal from something this deep, this painful? I want to start by telling you this. It was never your fault. It never was your fault. Get that through your mind. You were up against a force so powerful, so manipulative, that it felt like you were fighting an invisible enemy. A narcissist doesn't just target your relationship with your child, they target your entire life. They weaponize the very things that you love the most. You did not fail your child. You gave them everything that you had. And that was never the problem. Your love is real. The memories that you created together still exist inside your child's heart. Know that. Even if they're buried right now, they are not erased. And even if it feels that way, what's happening now is not a reflection of your worth as a parent. It's a reflection of the narcissist's manipulation and the pain that comes with being targeted, especially when it involves your own children. Shame again. What kind of parent has a child who wants nothing to do with them? It must mean that I'm unworthy. It must mean I'm broken. Then there's the confusion. How could they believe those lies? Don't they remember who I am? Didn't all those years of love matter? And then there's fear. What if they never come back? What if I'm erased from their life forever? These feelings are real. They are profound, and you have every right to grieve them. Parental alienation is a deep violation of love, trust, and identity. And it's important that someone finally says your pain is real and it deserves to be honored. So if you're carrying these heavy emotions, I want to offer you something today, a new way to frame this story. Not to deny your grief, but to honor your truth. First, it was never your fault. You were up against manipulations, lies, and emotional coercion. That is not a fair fight. Second, your love is not erased because someone poisoned your child's mind. The love that you gave them, the memories, the nurturing, the moments of safety and laughter, they still live inside your child's soul, even if they are buried right now. Thirdly, healing does not mean pretending that it didn't hurt. Healing means honoring that it did and choosing to stay anchored in your own worth anyway. And finally, your child's journey is not over. Minds can be manipulated, hearts can be twisted, but truth has a way of resurfacing over time, sometimes years later. Your job now is not to wait for them. They have their own lessons, their own journey, but to heal yourself, to reclaim your dignity, to rebuild your life around truth of who you are, a loving, imperfect, resilient human being. That's the work that you're here on this earth to do. In closing, if no one has said it to you lately, I am proud of you for surviving this heartbreak. I am proud of you for loving your child so deeply that this loss hurts this much. I am proud of you for even daring to hope, even if it feels impossible sometimes. You matter. Your love matters. Your story matters. Hold on to the truth, because love is never wasted. And healing while not erasing the grief can give you something that the narcissist could never steal: your peace. Stay rooted in your truth. You are not alone. Take care, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.